Hello there, YouTube. I'm kind of at the foot of the hill before you head up to Johnston Ridge, which is way the hell up there. But this is South Coldwater Creek. This is where it fed through. Now, I used to be able to see a waterfall. You can't see it at all now. The trees are in the way, but you can see it back there a ways. This is a long, arduous climb up. It's not too terribly far, but it's a steep son of a gun. Now, Johnston Ridge, it's only closed during the winter months. That's the valley I just came up. And I think they do. You know, it'd be funny if they have a concession here, but not there. I'm trying to remember in Johnston Ridge if they, I don't know if they had a cafeteria in there. Maybe they did, maybe they didn't. But there's a lot of down, well, that used to be a turnout you could see over. I almost wish I am big about not cutting trees down, but some of these things, I think it warrants cutting them down. But you can see a lot of fallen trees there that there's no way the GoPro will pick up. So there's, sorry, I got confused. I thought there was just a change in the pavement. But there's one right there. I'll hit it on the way down and break out the camera and show you. I have a slow vehicle turnout up here, but it's in a wrong area where I can't see it. Look how quick we climb. Yeah, it's crazy. This old DR. She don't even know that hill's there. Oh wow! If I'd known you can go that slow, I would have definitely. The end is right around up the hill here anyway. Just a scoosh. But I want you to. There's Coldwater. You can see it down there, the Coldwater Ridge. It's amazing how much higher we are than Coldwater is. I don't know if you can make that speck out. You can see the blue and white. That's from which we just left. The visitor center there. An older Kawasaki 1500 Nomad. Goddamn old things will live forever. You know, I said it was a 15. It could have been a 16. I think this is where I turned around on the iron. This used to be a news frenzy thing. Just cars all around everywhere. And all the news stations were just packed in here. They pretty much took over the parking lot. But it was cool coming up here all the time and hanging out with all these guys as the craziness was going on. I'll walk you up there and let you see that right quick. Taking tons of pictures from over here. In fact, this old tree stump's probably been in a few of them. Yeah, you can see these are all knocked down by the mountain. You can see them laying everywhere out here. Yeah, you can see the, I don't know if you can make that out or not, but you can see the dome build up in there. Little chipmunks. See them running around there. Yeah, there's been a few shots taken from here. They didn't have this fancy rock fence here before. Little chipmunks are so damn cute. Ranger telling the stories there. so you can see over the edge. Johnston Ridge is up above us on the left. But that still looks pretty tore up there, doesn't it? It's hard to believe just how unbelievably beautiful this was. Of course, you drove up right up the middle of that before. Just months before all this happened, came up here with my parents, and we were right up at the base of it. There was a big turnaround, big snow park thing sitting there. See if I can zoom in on the dome that's grown. God, it's so hazy. You can see a little creek running up through there. Actually, if I can zoom in on it, there's a waterfall right there. Right above that. God, I can't see this camera at all. But in the center is the dome that grew. That right there. She's up to 7,000 feet now. That was just a big, hollow, empty hole before. See? No English. Which is fine. See the trees laying. They're everywhere. Laying right where they've been laying since May 18th, 1980. Here's some more of them laying. And way over there, you can see trees laying on the deck over here too. It's some of the ones I was pointing out that I was saying you'll never see on camera. But all these mountains here were all lush green. See trees laying there, and they were just stripped barren by the blast. It was so hot. Just cleared her out. That's the edge of Johnston Ridge. It's the edge of the building right there. That's where we're heading. So, I've probably made a crazy long video. Let's head back to the old DR and go up to Johnston Ridge. That's our destination. Yeah, you wouldn't believe the media frenzy up here, especially in 2004. It was really crazy, and carried on some more in 5. And man, I used to I had if any of you guys recognize my name and can remember back that far, I had pictures that were shown on the nightly news all the time. Pictures I had taken while I was up here. Man, I take thousands and thousands of pictures. I lived up here on that old DR and the old Venture. That old DR. That sumbitch has probably got trails and a highway out here coming up here so much. But from Silver Lake, it's just a quick up the hill. Seems like it was about a half an hour to get up here to Johnston Ridge. But a lot of times I just stop at Coldwater because I really like that place. So let me bounce out and get up to Johnston Ridge there. There's some walking parking lot. You got to walk into it. So we'll go from there. So we'll see ya. Bye. Alright there, YouTube. Just around the corner here is Johnston Ridge. Man, if you could only see all them trees that are down over there. It's named after a scientist that was literally on this location when the mountain blew. He's the one, if you ever heard the recording, that screams out, "Vancouver, Vancouver. She's blowing," or something like that, he says. And that was the last anybody seen or heard of Mr. Johnston. Well, I thought it was going to be tricky and park right there. Maybe I'll swing out in the parking lot here. Well, there's a little mobile concession thing there. It's probably a good idea. There's another little something going on here. Looks like a lemonade stand kind of a thing. Bottled water. Man, all them down trees. I'll park up here where there's some motorcycles, and hopefully nobody will swipe my GoPro thing off of there. Tourist looking people here. Maybe I'll just pull over in here. Some Canadians. Maybe they won't mess with my stuff. I'd pull in with those Harley guys, but they look like they got their own group going on there. I'm gonna be the weird guy on the DR that shows up. Well, that right there would be one of them fancy KTMs. So, I'm going to stop the GoPro and maybe I'll throw it on when I get up there. I'll probably just use the handy cam. So, I'm going to bail out for now. We'll see ya. Bye. This is the infamous Johnston Ridge Visitor Center. Yeah, it's fun when people taking pictures of iPads. Camera.
We'll switch. Do it with your guys' camera.
That's a long ways down right there.
And we'll put you over here.
Make you drunk.
Real tourist now.
With your knee pad and everything.
So I was pointing this out last time. That's the edge of Spirit Lake. Right there is Windy Ridge.
where I was the other day. Oh, lost focus.
Ooh, high five. Now, guys, come on. How about this one now? No, which one did I swap? And how about this one?
We're about as broad as we can get.
There, okay.
I'm Daddy.
Nice little walking path up there.
Get the mountain back in there better.
Alright, I'm gonna go in here right quick. Tons of interactive stuff in here. It's pretty cool. Shows the seismographs and all these cool things. There she is, sitting right outside the window. So before I jump on the bike and start heading back down the hill, I want you guys to see the, I don't know if I got a good view of that back at the visitor center. But most of those, the reason they're just kind of knocked down and not completely burnt, blown away, is Johnston Ridge kind of saved some of this. Crazy from that far away. Not sure if that's even focusing. So, looks like I'm leaving right in the middle of the Hells Angels, heading down the hill here. I was following this gal at one point. Downward we head. Heading down, down, down. Ooh, that felt good. It's got to be close to 90 up here, which is really strange. I don't think I've come up here too many times that it's, I mean, noticeably hot. But I never did take my coat off either, so that's probably a good portion of it. This black coat. Sure is a lot to do with that. Man, I would hate to look at all them bikes. I mean, there was a herd of them back there. Well, I drove past them before I parked. Man, they all fired up at once and it sounded like thunder. It's cool when you get a whole bunch of Harleys together. They do sound good. But, you know, it does scare the crap out of little kids and stuff. You know, you see them scattered, you know, latching onto mom or dad's leg and ah! I mean, there's a coolness to it, but there's kind of a rudeness to it also. But if you're a motorcyclist, there's a lot of coolness to it. So I pointed out last year when I came up here on the iron, I pointed out those trees as I was coming down, and that's the same hill I was looking at from the parking lot up there. So what you're not seeing now on the GoPro, you now know what I'm staring at with my eyes. Hopefully that
Man, I cannot see that screen. I can't tell if that Sony was focusing or not. I have no earthly idea. So probably one of the uncoolest things you could do would probably be to ride with a herd of Harleys on a single-cylinder dual sport. They don't seem to care. If it was a gang or something, they'd probably have something to say, but you can, I don't know if the camera will make that out, but you can see the white of the of Coldwater Creek, the water going across the rocks down there. You can't see it now, but you're probably not going to see it at all now. And you used to be able, once you make that turn and go across the bridge that goes over Coldwater Creek, you could look up and look down and see it pretty clear, but old nature, she's taking over and hiding a bunch of that stuff from me now. So anyway, I'll probably bop. I know there's one part I want to film, but for the most part, I hope I stopped and talked about most things of interest. I've been coming up here, like I say, since I came back from Texas in 2000. I don't think there's since 2000. I don't think there's a year of time that's gone by that I haven't at least driven up here once. When I lived in Portland, you know, once I moved to Portland in '85, you know, I kind of got away from doing the Mt St Helens stuff. But until then, you know, dual sports, and that's one of the reasons I wanted to ride this up here, is because I lived up here on dual sports. Right after the Mountain Blue, as I mentioned in that last video about getting the 81 XT 500, that my mother went and bought with her little private stash of mad money. She bought me a motorcycle. It was a brand new 81. The guy rode it, and if you ever ridden one of those old XT 500s or TT or SR, that motor was used in, you know, a dirt only, a dual sport, and a street only chassis. In fact, if you look at the new Yamaha SR 400, it looks identical to the old SR 500, and it's the same motor. Of course, it's fuel injected now, but it's still kickstart, old manual decompression release. She's old school all the way, other than the fuel injection. But anyway, that after the Mountain Blue, when I got that XT, man, I went everywhere on that thing. Came up here a whole bunch. Man, do I have a bunch of film photographs from that. But geez, probably 99% of it has never been digitized. It's still just photos. I even have rolls of film that aren't even developed from back in the early 80s. It's crazy. You want to go on by? Why do you always talk to people when you know they can't hear you? Wow, that's an old ass Harley right there. I'm probably gonna let the rest of these guys go by so that they're in their group back here. I'm in no rush whatsoever. Must be a young lady. She's all in pink back there. I'm just gonna let her scooch on by if she wants to go on by. Let her get with her group. It's an older Sportster, that second one. Alright, so once we pass these trees on the left, pretty good lookout down. That's what I wanted to show you. Hopefully the GoPro will see over the guardrail. And of course there's a lot of trees in the way. Yeah, when we make this turn you'll be able to see it. Hopefully. Yeah, there's the Hofstad Bridge down there if you can make out. Oh, I think the guardrail's going to be in the way of the GoPro. Oh, son of a gun. Woo! This is going down some serious hill. Man, the crazy speeds I've come around this thing. That old DR and the old Venture. It's amazing how fast you can drive one of those damn Ventures. I mean, that's just wrong how fast you can drive that thing. Here we are across the Hofstad Bridge. Hofstad Creek Bridge. It's weird. Is the height of that. I have no fear of that whatsoever on this motorcycle. Now you explain that to me, because I need to know what the recipe is so that when I'm on a street bike I have the same feeling. The only thing I can figure is I've spent so much time on dirt bikes riding and just crazy. There's some crazy shit you can get to on a dirt bike around here that, I don't know, I never feel so as sure-footed as I do on a dirt bike. Now granted, this is a dual sport, but I don't know, it's like riding a dirt bike down the road. No fear. There's no fear that it's going to do something that's going to surprise me or something. And as much street riding I've done, good Lord, I hate to think how many street miles I've ridden in my life. And all the street bikes and all the road racing, I would almost think I'd feel more secure on a street bike than I would a dirt bike, but don't know. I could walk across that Hofstad Bridge back there and my knees would get weak. All kinds of crazy shit would go through my head. And I literally just, nothing. The height, it's like flying in an airplane, doesn't bother me in the least. I don't know, it's so weird. I shouldn't even be saying this on video. Only my wife knows that. As I ride with I got my little gang of Canadians behind me and my little gang of Harleys ahead of me. A whole bunch of Harleys ahead of these guys, but I haven't seen them in a bit. I haven't had a big enough sweeping turn to spot them. And there's a couple more Harleys behind them. That one gal backed up, I think, to get caught up with the Harley hauling the trailer. Anyway, I appreciate you guys hanging around and going to another Mt St Helens little tour. 2 in less than 1 week. Today's Saturday, August the 2nd, and it was last Sunday when I went up to Windy Ridge. But I've gone 102 miles, even though I took about a 20-plus mile detour or whatever the hell it was, and then started from the very bottom of Spirit Lake Highway and came all the way up. Because where I turn off is actually not very far from here to go to my house. I mean, I went hugely out of my way. But I wanted to go across the Toledo River right there by I-5. There again, I thought I could see the I-5 bridge a lot better than that. So, like, kind of the impact of that was gone. So, how many goodbyes I've said here? There's my Canadian boys. They decided they don't want to hang with us slow pokes. We are going 70. I think the speed limit's 55. Not much to complain about. This one right here. This is a really fun one to come through and really fast and catch it just right. It's a double apex turn. Really cool. And if you do it just right, you all but skim the wall. Really nice. It's a blast through here. But you gotta hang it really tight right here or you'll drift out too far. And I'm losing passing everybody but my Canadians. Oh, they decided not to pull. Alright. There's Patty's place. There's the old warehouse or truck. And this is the Kid Valley store. And I'm out. Hope you guys realize that's closed. Anyway, talk to you guys later. As I got a spider sneaking up behind me there. It's a white Toyota and a spider right behind that. So, I'm out. We'll see ya. Bye.